2016 MLB postseason is officially underway, and my beloved Redlegs are once again out of it. After sprinting out the gates to an early division lead in the first week of the season, the team came crashing back down to earth and fell to the very bottom of the division where they stayed for most of the season. So why has this year been such a struggle? Allow me to explain. One of the big reasons the Reds stunk this year was because of the bullpen. The bullpen in 2016 was bad. In the beginning of the year, guys like J.J. Hoover, Ross Ollendorf, and Jumbo Diaz routinely gave up runs and blew leads for the Reds. As the year went on though, guys like J.J. Hoover were weeded out of the bullpen in favor of guys returning from injuries such as Michael Lorenzen and Raisel Iglesias. This weeding out of the bad pitchers kind of helped the bullpen out a little bit, but not too much. The bullpen did show a few bright spots and was able to save more games, but they still stunk. The starting rotation didn't pan out that well either. Guys like Robert Stevenson, Cody Reed, and Brandon Finnegan were all given shots as starting pitchers in the rotation, and while they did show signs of promise, especially with Finnegan, there was a lot of room for improvement. The pitching was so bad for the Reds across the board that the team set a new Major League record for the most home runs given up in a single season. There were a few bright spots though, as guys like Dan Straley, Anthony DeSclafani, Michael Lorenzen, and Raisel Iglesias showed signs that this pitching staff could be a formidable force in MLB in the future, but not now. Combine bad pitching with bad hitting and you got a recipe for disaster. In the beginning of the year, it seemed like the Reds could not hit the ball even if they were swinging a redwood tree at the plate. They were even no hit by the Cubs earlier in the season. However, Eugenio Suarez started out the season really hot. If he can keep that consistency going through the whole year, he should be a primetime player for the Reds at the plate. Also, Joey Votto had a phenomenal second half of the season again. But if only he could continue that from the first half, then he would be an MVP candidate pretty much throughout the entire year. New Reds players Jose Peraza and Scott Schebler routinely made contact when given the chance to play, but the biggest and most impressive Reds batter this year was none other than Adam Duvall. Duvall was the Reds All-Star and 2016 MLB Home Run Derby competitor this year, and it seemed like he had a chance to hit a home run every time he stepped up to the plate. There are a lot of good things hopefully to come for Duvall in the future as a Red. Another factor of why the Reds sucked this year was the injuries. Injuries once again held Devin Mesoraco back for an entire season. Also, Billy Hamilton's reckless abandon proved to be a double-edged sword, as he routinely dazzled with fantastic plays in center field, but he also hurt himself quite a bit. Also, guys like Homer Bailey, Anthony DeSclafani, Zach Cozart, Raisel Iglesias, Michael Lorenzen, they all missed time due to injury, so health is going to be a huge concern next year if the Reds plan to make any sort of playoff run. In conclusion, that's why my beloved Redlegs stunk up the joint this year. Bad pitching, bad hitting, and injuries are not a successful combination, and the Reds proved that in 2016. We Reds fans do have a reason to be excited about next year though, as Adam Duvall looks to continue to become the next bright Red star, and guys like Scott Schebler and Jose Peraza hopefully get more playing time in starting position roles. But that's how it goes as a sports fan. You take the ups with the downs, and nobody said rebuilding was easy, and 2016 was a definite rebuilding year. Hopefully 2017 shows that this rebuilding process is finally starting to pay off.